Your friendly neighborhood YouTuber is rated PG-13. Parental advisory, explicit content, viewer discretion is advised.
Your friendly neighborhood YouTuber is brought to you by Gangsters and Demons on YouTube. Check it out.
Let's see. Out of all these figures, I want to review this Raven Spawn right here. Really intrigues me. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your friendly neighborhood YouTuber, and here we are, back by popular demand, with another action figure review. Alright, so today we're going to take a look at Raven Spawn. One of the main reasons why I want to take a look at this guy, well, two reasons. One is I have the original Raven Spawn right here, so we're going to do a little bit of a comparison, guys. So this is a comparison video because you've probably have already seen a review of this Raven Spawn. You may even own this Raven Spawn. But we're going to do some comparisons with the older one. As you guys know, I love doing comparisons with older McFarlane stuff. I did it with Mandarin Spawn. So we're going to do that today. So this is kind of like a versus episode, kind of a comparison video. Why not? Because like I said, you guys probably already have this figure. You guys probably already know about this figure, but do you know about this one? Alright, so let's go ahead and pop this guy out the package and let's get to the reviewing. Alright, so Raven Spawn comes in this beautiful purple box. Really, really dope. Don't know why he comes in a purple box, but I'll take it nonetheless. Maybe to highlight, you know, I don't think you could put him in a black box because it would probably drown out Raven Spawn's image, right? So I guess purple is the best way to go. There is Raven Spawn. Let's go ahead and open this guy up because I am curious to review him. And you know, this is one figure that I kind of like ordered last. You know what I mean? Like for sure, you know, the Violator. I wanted to get the Violator over here. I wanted to get the Clown. I wanted to get Gunslinger Spawn. That was the main figure that I wanted to get because that's one figure that I didn't have from the old Spawn lineup. But Raven Spawn was kind of on my list. But now, like, seeing him in person actually, yeah, man, seeing him in person is another story. So here's the box. There's the black circular base that all McFarlane Spawn figures come with. Let's go ahead. Actually, let's jump forward because he does have a lot of twisty ties on him already out the package. Alright, so we got Raven Spawn out of the package. Man, there's a lot of freaking twisty ties. I hate when you do that shit. Alright, let's take a look at Raven Spawn. And man, yeah, he does look great. I'm not gonna lie. He does look really, really good, man. I love horror stuff. And yeah, I was gonna pass on this Raven Spawn, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't. Really great looking fucking figure, bro. The green eyes just pop on this guy. The colors, yeah, it's kind of little muddy. It's not really. It's like a muddy brown. It's not even black. The black is right here, his helmet, and then his cape. That's the black part on him, and then the hands. And then the feet. And there's like a muddiness over the black, which you can barely see. But I guess, I would have preferred them all black. I think this might be a custom, man, because, yeah, the muddy brown, I don't know if I like it or not. I mean, he looks great on camera, but when you see him in person, it looks like a muddy, muddy brown. See what I'm saying? The overall sculpt and detail of this guy is just freaking amazing, bro. One thing that I kind of dislike is this plastic chain. It's a rubber chain, should I say. I'm so used to, with older McFarlane figures providing us like with a real chain. These are not spiky spikes. These are rubberized spikes. Everything is rubber nowadays, man. That's the safe way to go. Protect yourself. Just kidding. No, but seriously. Okay. Overall, great design, man. Head is done really nicely. Everything is rubberized on his body. It's like a plastic rubber. The body himself is, of course, plastic, but mostly it's all rubber parts. By looking at the arms, you already can tell that this guy already has double jointed arms. Arms extend out that much, just kind of hinders his lift. Actually, no, not really. Not really. Torso swivel, and then he does have the double jointed legs right there. It's a great looking figure, man. I mean, what, for 20 bucks? Great looking freaking figure, bro. If you like cool, creepy shit, I mean, this is right up your alley. I love horror related stuff, so this is kind of my thing, man. Show you guys some of the detail, going a little bit further. Great figure, man. All right, let's do a little bit of a comparison, then we'll take a look at his accessories in a moment. So here is the Ravenspawn, the original Ravenspawn. So let's start at the head, and then we'll work our way down, and we'll just take a look at, we'll compare the details. So, Ravenspawn, we'll take a look at the head first. So yeah, this Ravenspawn, the older one, looks like he has more of a skeleton vibe, where Ravenspawn looks like he has more of like a monstrous vibe. You know what I mean? Like there's a monster underneath there, where this guy, he's just, there's a skeleton. I never paid attention to Ravenspawn's face. You know what I mean? I never paid attention to the skeleton part. But they both have the green eyes. Both of the eyes actually look great. This one, he has more of like a yellow, and then the green around his eyes. Overall, it's very similar detail. And now looking at this Ravenspawn, the older one, is actually not black at all. It's actually like a grayish look to this Ravenspawn. So, you know, Raven is not black. I thought he's like would be all black, but he's not. So, and actually, you look at it, you can actually see some of the brown in the Ravenspawn. But overall, the details are pretty similar. You look at the belt. Let me move this out the way. You look at the belt. The way he's designed, he has the... I mean, the details are actually very similar. It's not bad. The skull right there, I think the skull for the Ravenspawn, the older Ravenspawn, is much better. I think the chain for the old Ravenspawn is much better. I even think the armor, I think, is better for the older Ravenspawn. You see how that pops right there? And even the hands. The hands are very long, lengthy, and very monstrous looking. Now you look at the older, or newer Ravenspawn, and they look very human-esque. So yeah, I mean, once again, the older McFarlane stuff is just way better, way superior. But the newer stuff is actually not that bad. The cape and the cowl, actually, I think the older one is way better. We'll go down to his legs. And then we'll go look at his boots. Yeah, even his boots, the skull and the spikes have like the brownish overtone for Ravenspawn. So yeah, they're the same kind of figure, but they're different in a way, you know what I mean? They're very similar, but they're very different. This guy is more grayish, where this guy is more brownish. But they do have like the similar overtone colors. He has the brown spikes, and this guy's pretty much all brown. He has the black helmet and cowl and cape, where this guy is more grayish. Never really paid attention. I always thought Ravenspawn was like all black, but he's actually all gray. Looking at it. Here's the cape. So the cape is pretty much the same. Right there. I think the face sculpt is actually better on this guy. On the newer one. Yeah, the face actually looks, I think, in my opinion, looks better on the newer Raven Spawn. In my opinion, because he looks more monstrous, and I do like the black as opposed to the gray. And actually, I do think there's a variant. Actually, there might be a couple of variants of the Raven Spawn, because I think there's like a purple one of the Raven Spawn as well. But overall, as far as size, this one is, of course, there's no comparison right there. Look at that, bro. There's no comparison. We'll do a measurement in a moment. I think the detail still holds up on the original McFarlane, but there are some great stuff. There's some good stuff on this new Raven Spawn. The head, I like the black. The brown actually does look pretty good. The muddy brown actually does look pretty good. I would have preferred them in gray. I mean, this is something that some of you customizers can do. If you wanted to, you can make them all black, or you can make them gray. Actually, I kind of do like the color. I mean, if I did find this guy in stores loose again, I probably would pick him up and probably do a custom. But yeah, he does look really, really great, man. We'll do a size comparison, then we'll break out the weapons as well, and then we'll do a comparison of the weapons. Actually, you know what? Let's do a comparison of the weapons first, and then we'll do a measurement. So here is Raven Spawn. Actually, let me remove this. Okay, so here's Raven Spawn spear, and you can see the detail in the spear right here. So this is the older version. Then here's the newer version. Once again, lack of paint apps on McFarlane's behalf. But overall, it's a nice looking spear. I mean, for all you customizers out there, you can customize them if you want to. There's the size spear right there. It's very similar, but yet, once again, the new McFarlane just lacks paint apps. And then this Raven Spawn comes with a chain that is not, well, I guess you can bend it. I wouldn't want to bend it. It's not really rubberized. It's more of a plastic, but it comes with this chain. That's something that this McFarlane Raven Spawn doesn't come with. But yeah, I don't really know how. I mean, I guess you can have it, put it in his hand to where he's like tossing it, maybe. Toss it up. It's kind of like that if you want to. Where he's flinging it. Actually, this chain would probably work good for the original Spawn. Yeah, it's kind of like awkwardly shaped. Like, you can't really bend it. You can't really have it shaped. It's like a plastic. It's not even rubber. It's not bendable. It is bendable, but like I said, I wouldn't bend it that much because it would probably break. But it's very different and very unique, and I don't know if I like it or not, bro. You know what? Let me break out one of my Spawn figures, and we'll toss this on my Mortal Kombat Spawn figure. But let's do a quick measurement real quick of this Raven Spawn. I'm going to use the Violator box right here to prop him up against, being that my backboard is all the way over there and I got a new review station. So, Raven Spawn, let me bring my camera down just a little bit. Raven Spawn stands at about 8 inches tall. Well, that makes sense. 8 inches tall. That's how a lot of these new Spawn McFarlane figs are going. You know, they're freaking huge, dude. Compared to like the, you know, Superman like 7-inch form, they're big figures. The original Raven Spawn, the classic one, stands at about 6 3/4. That's just a little under 7 inches. So yeah, he's got like an inch on the inch higher on the older Raven Spawn. So let's break out. Here is Gunslinger Spawn, last figure that I reviewed. So yeah, I mean, in the Spawn universe, this is how they measure up. It kind of sucks because I'm going to have to build a new shelf because I can't put these with the older Spawn figures because they just kind of don't go with the older Spawn figures because these guys are freaking huge, man. Obviously, you can see they're just freaking huge. So I have to make a new McFarlane shelf, man, because they just don't fit into my 6-inch, you know, scale of the older Spawn figures because these are something completely different, man. But yeah, this Gunslinger Spawn with his hat, I think he stands at like 8.5 inches. That's how they measure up, though. Okay, guys, let me give you my rating, man. What do I make of this Raven Spawn? Ooh, that's a tough one, man. It's a real tough one, bro. Raven Spawn. Which one's better? Ah, man, this is tough, bro. You know what? Let me think about this. Let me contemplate this. Okay, so who wore it better? Listen, man, there's some great stuff that this Raven Spawn has that the older Raven Spawn doesn't have. Detail, of course, the older McFarlane is just kind of way better, man. Way better with this figure. As far as the new one, actually the detail for the new one is actually not that bad. It's actually done in a different way. I do like the head sculpt a little bit better than the older one. Of course, you know, articulation-wise, this is what Raven Spawn did right here, bro. His arms just moved like that, and his legs moved like that, and then he had a bend. He actually did have bend in his knees right there. And that was pretty much all the articulation that we got. I think he came out in the 90s. Overall, I think the design is better for the older one, but the newer one actually looks really good, man. It is a really good figure. Is it better? Oh, man, that's a tough one, bro. It's a real tough one. I think they're both equally matched. Like, this one has some good stuff, and this one has some good stuff. So they're somewhat different figures, but very similar. You know what I mean? The chain is better on this one. Like I said, the sculpt is better on this one. Of course, the articulation is better on this one. The head sculpt is better on this one. The color choices, it's really up to your preference. But the color choices are good on both. The muddiness, I don't know if I like the dark brown muddiness. I mean, I would prefer them like all black or maybe even gray, you know, just to kind of keep it in the old school theme. But the muddiness actually doesn't really have a big impact on how I feel about this Raven Spawn. He actually does look good. I do like the body structure overall. Very nicely done. Spikes are actually done nicely. Where this guy, he actually has the gray spike. He's all brown, and he has the gray spikes. He's all gray, and he has the brown spikes. So they kind of did like a reverse for this Raven Spawn, you know what I mean? So, which I found pretty unique. And like I said, there are similar color choices. You look at the brown, there's brown on here. There's a little bit of black, like this cape right here. You can tell there's like some black in this cape right here. So overall, the detail still... The older one is, I think, my opinion, is still better. You wanted an articulated one, a bigger version of Raven Spawn with a better, I think, head sculpt. I think this Raven Spawn is really good. All right, so let me give you my review on this one. So I think in this Versus episode, I think they're both equally good figures, man. If you're looking to get into Spawn, and if you're a new collector, then this is a great way to start right here. If you don't care about collecting the older figures, which are much smaller and lack the articulation that the newer ones have, then maybe these ones are not for you. But if you're looking for detail, I still think the older ones are still better. With that being said, this is a great figure. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I do recommend it if you guys are Spawn fans. I mean, listen, if you are Spawn fans, pick this shit up, man. I mean, it's great. It's just great overall figures. I mean, you have to be a Spawn fan to pick it up. I was going to pass on this guy, but the reviews I've seen on him, the people just did an amazing job reviewing this figure. I've heard good things about Raven Spawn, and I kind of wanted to get this guy so I can do a comparison with the older version. But overall, they both are just equally good figures. I still have a likeness to this one, but as far as articulation is concerned, I think they're both equally matched figures. They both have something to offer, so I think it's a tie with this one. This is a good figure. He's pretty, I don't want to say hefty or heavy, but yeah, he's a good figure, man. He's a really nice figure. So if you guys like horror stuff, you guys don't necessarily have to be like fans of Spawn to appreciate this Raven Spawn. Great figure. It's an 8 out of 10. I definitely do recommend it from one Spawn fan to another. I definitely recommend this figure, guys. Alright, there was my little review. I still have 3 more Spawn figures I want to review and do some more comparisons with. Don't know what's going to be next, but there you guys have it. Just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next review. Peace out. Oh yeah, I forgot, before we end this video, let's do some size comparisons. Why not? We got them. King Shark, that's how he measures up with King Shark. These McFarlane figs are fucking huge, man. Mandarin Spawn. That's how he measures up with Mandarin Spawn. Like I said, I'm going to have to create a new McFarlane shelf, man. So they're all pretty much like at the 7-8 inch mark, man, these new McFarlane figs. Darkside, that's how he measures up with Darkside. I can't even get Darkside in frame because Darkside is so fucking huge, man. Alright. That's how he measures up with Darkside right there. See how big Raven Spawn is. And to compare him with just like a regular like DC figure, here he is with Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate and Raven Spawn. So you see how big Raven Spawn is with Dr. Fate.